The owner's manual for your mind. Imagine for a moment that you've been driving a car your entire life without ever being handed the owner's manual. You know the basics: turn the key, press the gas, steer. But when the check engine light flashes or the car starts making a strange clunking noise, you're left with a sense of helpless panic. You might think the car is just faulty, that you got a bad one, or that this is just how cars are supposed to be. This is the exact predicament most of us find ourselves in with our own minds, and it's the core premise of Dr. Julie Smith's Why Has Nobody Told Me This Before? The book isn't just a collection of tips, it's the accessible, practical, and deeply compassionate owner's manual for your mental and emotional well-being that you never knew you needed. Our story begins where many of us often find ourselves, in a dark place. A low mood descends like a thick fog, seemingly out of nowhere. It feels heavy, personal, and permanent. The common belief is that we're at the mercy of these moods, that our brains are simply wired for sadness or anxiety. But Dr. Smith gently pulls back the curtain, revealing that our emotional state isn't a random weather pattern, it's a system. It's a dynamic interplay between our thoughts, our emotions, our physical sensations, and our actions. They are all connected in a continuous feedback loop. A negative thought can trigger a feeling of sadness, which leads to a physical sensation of lethargy, which in turn encourages inaction, reinforcing the original negative thought. Seeing this connection is the first game-changing revelation. It's the moment you realize you are not just a passenger in your own head, you have access to the controls. With this newfound understanding, we venture into the toolkit for navigating these low moods. The fog is still there, but now we have a compass and a flashlight. Dr. Smith explains that when we're feeling down, our brain craves the path of least resistance: junk food, staying in bed, avoiding people. These actions provide a fleeting moment of relief, but ultimately feed the cycle of low mood. The pressure to make the perfect healthy choice can feel overwhelming and lead to paralysis. The solution? Stop aiming for perfect and start aiming for good enough. You don't have to run a marathon, just put on your sneakers and walk to the end of the street. You don't have to cook a gourmet meal, just choose an apple over a candy bar. These small, good enough decisions are victories. They are small acts of self-care that prove to your brain that change is possible, injecting a little bit of light back into the system. It's about understanding that motivation isn't a spark you wait for, it's a fire you build, one small twig at a time. Action comes first, and the feeling of motivation follows. Just as we start to get a handle on the fog of low moods, a different beast appears: anxiety. It's a sharp, frantic energy that screams of future threats. Your heart races, your palms sweat, and your mind floods with what-if scenarios. The natural instinct is to run, to avoid whatever situation is triggering the fear. If you're anxious about social gatherings, you stop going out. If you're scared of public speaking, you turn down the promotion. Dr. Smith reveals a crucial truth: avoidance is fear's best friend. Every time you avoid something out of fear, you send a powerful message to your brain: that was dangerous, and I was right to run away. This confirmation makes the fear stronger the next time, and your world gets a little bit smaller. The way to reclaim your territory is to do the opposite of what the fear demands. You have to face it, but you don't have to do it all at once. This is where the power of a fear ladder comes in. You break down your fear into manageable steps. If you're afraid of parties, maybe the first step is just going to a coffee shop with one trusted friend. You stay there until the initial wave of anxiety subsides, teaching your brain that you can handle the discomfort. You repeat this step until it becomes your new comfort zone, and then you move to the next rung on the ladder. It's a process of gradual exposure, where courage comes first and confidence is the hard-won prize that follows. For those acute moments of panic, Dr. Smith provides an emergency brake. Square breathing. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. This simple technique calms the physical alarm system in your body, giving your rational mind a chance to come back online. As we become more skilled at managing the lows and the anxieties, the journey turns inward, toward building a more resilient self. This part of the story is about learning to be your own ally. We learn to deal with one of life's most common pains, criticism. Dr. Smith teaches us to see criticism not as a verdict on our worth, but as information. We must first consider the source. Is this feedback coming from someone whose opinion you genuinely value and who has your best interests at heart? If so, look for the kernel of truth you can learn from. If it's just noise from an unhelpful source, you can learn to let it go. This leads to the cornerstone of mental health, self-compassion. We are often our own harshest critics. We speak to ourselves in ways we would never speak to a friend. The antidote is to treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer someone you love who is struggling. Acknowledge that making mistakes is a universal part of being human, not a personal failure. This isn't about letting yourself off the hook. It's about giving yourself the support you need to get back up and try again. You can't help a person up while you're still kicking them. The final chapters of our journey tackle life's biggest and most inevitable challenges, grief and the search for meaning. Dr. Smith dispels the myth of the linear stages of grief. Grief is not a neat and tidy process. It's a messy, unpredictable storm of emotions. It's a natural response to loss, and the goal isn't to get over it, but to learn to carry it. It's about building pillars of strength around the pain, connecting with others, finding ways to express your emotions, and allowing yourself the time and space to heal without judgment. Finally, we confront the ultimate question: what makes a life meaningful? We are often sold the idea that happiness is the ultimate goal, a permanent state of bliss we should always be striving for. Dr. Smith argues this is a trap. Life is a full spectrum of emotions, and a meaningful life isn't one devoid of pain. It's one lived in alignment with your values. Values are your internal compass, the principles that guide how you want to show up in the world. Do you value kindness, creativity, courage, or connection? A meaningful life is built not on chasing fleeting feelings of happiness, but on taking small, consistent actions that honor your chosen values, even when it's difficult. It's about knowing what matters to you and living that truth, day by day. Leaving the final page of this manual feels like stepping into the light. You realize that mental health isn't about being happy all the time. It's about having the skills to navigate the full, messy, beautiful range of human experience. It's about understanding that you are not broken and you are not alone. And you're left with one lingering, empowering thought. Why has nobody told me this before? Main takeaways. Your mind is a system, not a mystery. Your thoughts, emotions, physical sensations, and behaviors are all interconnected. Understanding this loop is the first step to gaining control, as changing one element can influence all the others. Action precedes motivation. Don't wait until you feel like doing something. Motivation is the result of action, not a prerequisite. Take a small, manageable step first, and the feeling of motivation will often follow. Aim for good enough, not perfect. When you're in a low mood, the pressure to make the perfect healthy choice can be paralyzing. Focus on making a good enough decision that moves you in a positive direction, no matter how small. Avoidance feeds fear. Running away from situations that make you anxious only strengthens the fear in the long run and shrinks your world. The path to confidence is through gradual, manageable exposure to what you fear. Thoughts are not facts. Your mind will offer you stories, interpretations, and predictions, but these are not objective truths. Learn to observe your thoughts without automatically accepting them, creating space to choose a more helpful perspective. Self-compassion is a skill, not an indulgence. Treat yourself with the same kindness and support you would offer a good friend. Being your own ally, especially when you make mistakes, is crucial for resilience. Build your life around values, not feelings. The pursuit of constant happiness is a trap. A meaningful life is built by identifying your core values, like kindness, courage, or creativity, and taking consistent action that aligns with them even when it's hard. It's about knowing what matters to you and living that truth, day by day. Mental health is a practice. Like physical health, mental well-being requires ongoing effort. It's not about finding a magic cure, but about consistently using these tools and skills to navigate life's inevitable challenges.